Okay guys, let's talk disruptive innovation.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not.
It gets the people going. Okay, maybe that's not true. Disruptive innovation can simply be defined as a paradigm shift brought about by innovations that change the way we look at a certain industry or field. Okay, I may have lost you there a bit with the words paradigm shift, but just bear with me a little. Sadly, digital marketing is just one of the fields where that phrase, the paradigm shift, is used often, and that's just because of the way it's a landscape where things change in the blink of an eye. We are in a digital world where the whole industry can just be uprooted and overturned. You can wake up one morning and the way Facebook algorithms do things just changes up on you and you have to find a way to deal with it. Let me take this back a bit. You can't talk about digital marketing without talking about Facebook. Just slightly over 15 years ago, Facebook was this small website for Harvard students to just keep in touch and talk to each other. Now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry which owns Instagram, WhatsApp, and a lot of other apps that you use. The fact is, right now, in this day and age, you're probably more likely to have a Facebook page than a well-running website. And that's just an example of how big Facebook is. And what it was a disruption in the way we understand and communicate with each other. It was a disruption in the concept of social networking. On Facebook, we share our thoughts, ideas in videos, images, music, text. We interact in unparalleled ways. The closest before this was MySpace. MySpace was top of its game. It was one of the biggest social networking sites of its time. But that all changed. It is now ranked lower than 1,400 in terms of web traffic. And yes, MySpace is still around. But that's just because of the disruptive innovation that is the force of digital marketing. The fact that it changes so aggressively and so quickly. And Facebook's not the only one. Think YouTube. YouTube was initially an idea for amateur video producers to share content. But since then, it's blossomed and it's grown, and right now, any given minute, there are 400 hours of YouTube content uploaded every minute, which means that as of 2017, as per most studies, there was more video content on YouTube than in all the television broadcasts since the beginning of television, when it was initially conceptualized in the 1920s. Like, think about that. Since the 1920s to today, YouTube still has more content than every broadcast. Because of the tech industry, we've kind of glorified the concept of disruption. It sounds cool and fun and fancy, but the fact is, disruption does not always work for the best of the company. Take, for example, Snapchat. Snapchat came in with the epic idea of, having videos that disappear after a certain time. But they came into a saturated field. The Facebook and Instagram already monsters in the field, so was Twitter. So when Snapchat started getting way too much publicity and started growing really fast, well, the fact is, Facebook and Instagram decided, these guys are stealing some of our fan base. So they created a way for you to do the same thing on their platform. And this is how Insta stories and Facebook stories came about. And that, in conjunction with the Chris Brown Rihanna scandal, led to a point in which overnight Snapchat lost more than $1 billion. And since then, it's been tumbling and being unable to recover that money. Okay, with all that, the question is, so what does this mean for you as a marketer? It's quite simple. To live in this industry with things constantly changing, with innovations constantly, meaning that, today if Facebook changes the algorithm, then tomorrow morning you have to figure out a new plan for all your clients, otherwise you're screwed. Well, Here's how you stay ahead of the curve. One, do your research. Most of these innovations have clues and inklings coming up before they happen. If Twitter is about to change how its feed is happening, it'll probably start doing A/B testing the year before. So keep researching, keep looking into what's happening in the industry. Two, have a contingency plan. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't have all your marketing on one platform that could one day crash. Have multi-dimensional, multi-channel marketing efforts. And three, be ready to adapt. Things will change, and that's a given. Just have a way, just be ready to change your plan and figure it out as things go along.